The Lake Hartwell event is, I believe it's like the 14th through the 17th of March. The lake, it's a deep, clear lake. They got blueback herring. The largemouth will, they normally stay shallow. I mean, you can catch them year-round shallow, but they also like to go a little bit deep. There's some big old spotted bass in that lake, and you can catch them through drop shot, shaky heads, jerk baits, your typical clear water spotted bass lakes. You can catch them on a jig as well. It's a really fun lake to fish because you just got so many avenues. You can go to deep water and chase spots, and you can go up shallow and try to hunt for those largemouth. So I won a BFL on Lake Hartwell, and the pattern that I was following was just running like a swim bait, like a jerk swim bait, off the points, catching those early morning spots and largemouth feeding together on the herring. And then as the day got on a little bit further, I was throwing a jig up shallow, just trying to target, try to see if I could find some beds or some grass bed areas, and just try to find those largemouth cruising and getting ready to pull up on those beds. That's pretty much how I got it done there on Hartwell. All right, talking about Lake Hartwell and the setups that I'll have there for sure. Pretty much, my 3 rods that I'll definitely have set up is I'll have a drop shot, which I'll have like a Gambler Lures Sweebo or Weebo, just switching it up a little bit, and a shake and shad. Same thing for like a shaky head type setup, a Sweebo and a Weebo. It just depends on the profile of the bait and how they want it. If they're wanting a larger bait, then obviously I'm gonna go switch those up, like I said, between the Weebo and Sweebo. One of the other baits I'll have is like a finesse jig, a light finesse jig, with basically a twin tail type trailer on there. I think it's key, you can use those light finesse jigs up shallow, and I mean, if you're getting out a little bit deeper in the points, you can just slow drag them and just hop them a little bit, try to get those little reaction bites for those fish that are sitting on the bottom. So Lake Hartwell, it can be stingy at times. We're going to be there, towards the end of March. I think it's going to be a little bit colder. The winters up there have been kind of hit or miss this so far. This winter, it's going to be interesting. I think what it's going to take to win on the co-angler side, per day. You got 2 days of fishing. Really, I'd say, man, it's tough. I mean, I'd like to say between 10 and 12, maybe 10 and 13 pounds a day will definitely get you up there. Last year when I was there, I had about 15 pounds in one day, but it was a little bit warmer and the pattern was a little bit different. They were up there schooling and chasing herring, so it's going to change it up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit cooler. So I really think 10 to 12 pounds a day will definitely land you up in that top 5, maybe possibly the win, just depending how it goes.